Sports Desk Matt Pittman, KCBS. If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
They look at you like you're doing, like you're the one doing something wrong, but it's really them.
800-298-3904. 800-298-3904. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together millions of things for our planet. Make recycling part of your holiday season. If you get a new computer, tablet, or cell phone this year, recycle your old one by selling it or donating it to charity. Otherwise, dispose of it at a proper e-waste facility. Recycle your Christmas tree by turning it into wood chips and mulch. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Traffic and weather together on KCBS. Claire Beverly is following a crash and right now in San Leandro.
It's eastbound Interstate 580 before you get to 150th Avenue. Car lost control, ended up going up the embankment, kind of tipped onto its side. Amazingly, everything's over the right shoulder and no lanes are blocked, but there's some commotion to stare at, so it's a little bit slow as you pass. But beyond that, it's a good drive getting into Castro Valley through Livermore and over the Altamont Pass. Now things have actually calmed down pretty well. Still got some slow patches on the East Shore Freeway. Westbound Interstate 80 from Albany into Berkeley. Earlier there was a crash. It's gone. Traffic is still slow west 80 from Central over to University, and then you've got another patch in Emeryville from Ashby as you make your way onto the merge with 880 and 580. Bay Bridge looking good. Checking out the Chilton Auto Body collision cams. Both decks at the Bay Bridge, Interstate 80 moving just fine. And the Golden Gate Bridge also in good shape, not seeing any delays on Highway 101 either way. Our next report is 7:58 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
And the KCBS 6-day forecast, we do have a coastal flood advisory in effect until 2 p.m. tomorrow from Big Sur to the North Bay coast. Also a high surf warning in effect until 3 a.m. tomorrow along the North Bay coast and around San Francisco. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a slight chance of rain, breezy at times with overnight lows in the 40s and 50s. We are looking at another system moving in tomorrow, probably around midday, bringing rain and winds and the potential for a few thunderstorms. Highs expected to be in the 60s. Showers will start to taper off throughout the day on Saturday and will dry out Sunday with cloudy conditions and some lingering showers. Highs expected to be in the 60s. Dry for the first day of 2024, and we'll even see some afternoon sunshine. Highs in the 50s and lower 60s. Increasing clouds on Tuesday with rain returning Wednesday and a chance of showers into Thursday. Cooler temperatures with highs mostly in the 50s and lower 60s. Let's check your current conditions around the Bay Area right now. In Santa Rosa, it is cloudy and 58 degrees. Cloudy in Napa and 59 degrees. In Oakland, it's 59 degrees. San Francisco, 59. Redwood City, 59. Mostly cloudy in San Jose and 64 degrees. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on All News 106.9 and AM 740, KCBS.
The number one selling brand of chainsaws isn't sold at the big box stores. Find Steel Tools only at over 10,000 locally owned steel dealers. Real steel. Find yours at steelusa.com.
Time to swing them jingle bells. I'm Elisa Clancy. Happy holidays from our family of musicians. See if you can tip your creatives, performers, and servers a little bit more this season. They're working hard to keep things merry and bright.
Corey Smith is at the KCBS editor's desk. Well, it's been a major surprise for several Bay Area independent bookstore employees who received $500 in cash from best-selling fiction writer James Patterson. KCBS's Jeffrey Shaw reports from Petaluma's Copperfield Books.
The holiday week brought many book lovers inside the Kentucky Street store.
Can I get you books about 10 cents today? Yes, please.
Longtime bookseller Mark Warren was hard at work.
I try to do a few displays around the store to focus on that as well. Different things the community might be interested in.
How are you guys today? Good, how are you? Good.
Gordon was floored when he learned Patterson sent him and co-worker Patty Norman each a $500 check.
He's very generous with giving back, but I'm very impressed with this award. A lot of booksellers across the country receive it every year.
There's a new hardcover, James Patterson, Obsessed.
Manager Camille Cantor says Patterson supports local bookshops.
Selling online takes away a ton because you can get it immediately to your home.
Estella Price supports the store.
Like I come here to buy my books because I do want this place here. There are your books in your own awesome. Thanks so much. Just always have a good day.
In Petaluma, Jeffrey Schaub, KCBS.
At a time when folks are trying to decide their resolutions for the new year, AAA is challenging Northern California drivers not to engage in any more risky driving in 2024. KCBS's Shannon Golden tells us what bad habits drivers should resolve to ditch in the new year.
AAA's latest Traffic Safety Culture Index shows that most people know the dangers of risky driving behaviors, yet they continue to do them. Spokesman John Trainer says things have gotten worse since the pandemic.
20% of drivers admitted to distracted or aggressive driving behaviors. That means texting while driving, or running red lights, or changing lanes very quickly.
A higher percentage than previous years, and 7 out of 10 respondents don't know about slow down, move over laws, which require drivers to change lanes when approaching stopped emergency vehicles.
It is very dangerous for those first responders, those emergency personnel, to be working on the side of the road.
I spoke with one driver, Rachel. I used to be an EMT. We would have people race the ambulance, and half of respondents would still speed even if they might get pulled over, and more than 70% admitted they've driven under the influence despite acknowledging the dangers.
It is putting someone's life in jeopardy, but many people still do it.
Trainer encourages people to be especially safe when celebrating the new year and to never get into the driver's seat if you've been drinking. In San Francisco, I'm Shannon Golden, KCBS.
Millions of blenders are being recalled because they're unsafe. Here's CBS News correspondent Matt Piper.
BlendJet is recalling 4.8 million of its portable blenders over laceration and fire hazards.
BlendJet 2 even cleans itself.
The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission says the BlendJet 2 portable blenders can overheat or catch fire, and the company has received dozens of injury reports as well as fires. There have been 329 reports of blades breaking during use to date. Matt Piper, CBS News.
Want the latest Bay Area news no matter where you are? You can follow KCBS in the Odyssey app. Get alerts on breaking stories, discover more KCBS shows and podcasts, and listen easily across devices. To get started, all you got to do is download the Odyssey app, search KCBS, and tap follow. Right now, it's time to check the Money Watch and a look at today's market. Here's Larry Kofsky.
Wall Street is quietly making its way toward year-end. The Dow made another new high. The S&P continues to fall just short. Dow Industrials gained 54. The S&P rose 2 points. The Nasdaq fell 4. Boeing is telling airlines to check the 737 MAX jets in their fleets for a possible loose bolt in the rudder control system. The advisory went out after one airline found a problem during routine maintenance. LinkedIn ads are getting more expensive as advertisers shift away from X, formerly Twitter. Financial Times says prices are up as much as 30% in the last year. LinkedIn ads are sold by auction and are therefore set by market demand. Mercedes-Benz is recalling nearly 80,000 vehicles in the U.S. for a potential fuel pump problem. Safety regulators say the fuel pump could stop working, causing a loss of power. A range of 2021 to 2024 models are affected. Larry Kofsky, Bloomberg Business for KCBS.
Cover California is a free service from the state that's already helped millions of people like you get and pay for health insurance. With financial help to lower the cost of health coverage, you could get a quality health plan for less than $10 a month. Every plan covers preventive care, doctor visits, emergency care, and more. If you have questions, we're here to help every step of the way. Cover California, this way to health insurance. Enroll by December 31st at coveredca.com.
I get 100 calls a week about my home. Why is Left Coast Buyers any different?
For one, we have experience buying homes with tenants in place.
You mean I can sell my home and not worry about delivering it vacant?
That's right. We specialize in the San Francisco Bay Area and will buy your home as is, even with tenants.
What else does as is mean?
It means no repairs, no appraisals, no problem. We buy homes in every condition.
Even inherited, foreclosure, divorced, abandoned, and fixer-uppers?
Yes. Just call Left Coast Buyers at 925-434-5000.
Oh, wait, what about commissions and fees?
Virtually none. We don't charge any fees to buy your home. In fact, call us today at 925-434-5000, and if you don't receive an offer within 24 hours after speaking to us, we'll add $15,000 on top of your cash offer. Call 925-434-5000, 925-434-5000, 925-434-5000.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands to treat ED, at up to 95% off. That's right, the same active ingredient as the brand name for 95% less. It's the same ED medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
Traffic and weather together on KCBS. There is a stall in the Caldecott Tunnel. Here's Claire with the latest.
Oh, we really hate when this happens. This is eastbound Highway 24 in the left. More vehicle lost power in the right lane. Fortunately, traffic's really light, so the Bridge Patrol, yes, the Bridge Patrol deals with the tunnel. They should be able to get there pretty quickly and get it out of your way, and you have plenty of room to move over and use the right more. It's flowing along just fine. In fact, generally 24 is okay coming out of Oakland through the tunnel into Orinda and all the way to Walnut Creek. No tie-ups. None of the Oakland freeways have any big delays on them. 880 and 580 looking good. Highway 13 is flowing okay. Now, there is a problem in San Leandro on 580 eastbound before 150th, where a car ended up going up in the embankment and kind of tipping over. Everything's over the right shoulder. A little commotion is going to slow you down just a little bit there. Looking so much better on the East Shore Freeway. Interstate 80 now looking good in both directions between Emeryville and Berkeley. Looking good getting into El Cerrito. No delays right now through the Richmond area. Our next report is at 8:08 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
And the Bay Area weather, mostly cloudy with a slight chance of a lingering shower tonight. Overnight lows in the 40s and 50s. Another system moves in tomorrow, bringing rain and winds, heavy at times, with potential for a few thunderstorms. Highs expected to be in the 60s. Traffic and weather together on KCBS. It is Thursday, December 28th. Coming up on KCBS.
I'm David Welch in Capitola, where 30-foot waves have many wondering if this is the new normal.
I'm Jade Hernandez in San Francisco.
I do have my constitutional right. Never forget about that.
A restaurant owner repeatedly burglarized takes heat for his online apology to the mayor.
And New York City Mayor Eric Adams is taking steps to limit migrants being bused from Texas to New York City. I'm Brian Goebel. CBS News is next.
When you need to know, KCBS AM, KFRC FM, and HD1, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, and Odyssey Station.
8 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Big cities are trying to crack down on migrant arrivals. In New York City, Mayor Eric Adams is working to limit Texas Governor Greg Abbott's busing of migrants north. CBS's Astrid Martinez explains.
Buses are still rolling into New York City hours after U.S. officials met with Mexico's president, promising to work together to limit record migration. Leslie Hernandez and her family are from Colombia and arrived in New York City by bus. She told CBS News, "We do what we can, and we have to make sacrifices for a better future." New York City Mayor Eric Adams signed a new executive order to hold charter bus companies accountable.
Maine Secretary of State finds former President Trump cannot be on the state's Republican primary ballot. More from CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson.
Secretary of State made this decision by looking at Section 3 of the 14th Amendment and finding that there was an insurrection on January 6, 2021. That the former president gave aid or comfort and furthered that insurrection, and that therefore he's ineligible for the ballot.
The Trump campaign says it will appeal the decision in Maine State Court. Israel has confirmed the death of an Israeli-American woman who had been listed as a hostage. CBS's Ian Lee in Tel Aviv with more on Judy Weinstein-Haggad.
A 70-year-old English teacher lived in Nir Oz, next to the Gaza border. She was last seen going for a walk with her husband, Scotty the morning of the October 7th attack. The kibbutz now says she was one of the victims murdered by Hamas along with her husband.
Storms are moving toward California and New England, but New Year's Day will be a quiet one weather-wise for most of the country. Weather Channel meteorologist Mike Bennett.
New Year's Eve, as a whole, actually looks pretty good across the country. Very few storms out there, and New Year's Day actually just produces small amounts of rain. That's going to include a place like New Orleans and up toward Atlanta with temperatures in the 50s.
During traffic stops starting in the new year, California police won't ask, "Do you know why I stopped you?" CBS's Jim Crisula with more.
Starting January 1st, officers will no longer be able to start the interaction with that question. They will have to state the purpose of the traffic stop before asking any other questions. The same goes for any stops involving a pedestrian. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Venezuela will hold military exercises off its shores in the Eastern Caribbean as the UK, that is, sends a warship to Guyana's territorial waters. It's due to a border dispute between the South American neighbors. Venezuela's president calls it a threat to his country. This is CBS News.
You don't need a job platform, you need a hiring partner. Indeed lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credits. It is 8:03 at the Bay Area's news station, KCBS. Going to be cloudy tonight with some lingering showers. We have got another system that's going to bring more rain and winds tomorrow. Good evening, I'm Brian Goebel. Thanks for being with us. Here's what's happening. Capitola felt the brunt of Mother Nature last winter, prompting flooding and severe damage, and eventually a visit from President Biden. As KCBS's David Welch reports, today's storm pounded the seaside town once again.
People started to line the bluffs overlooking Capitola Village early this morning, and crowds here say a mix of low tide along with today's storm made for an impressive show.
There was like sandbars over there, and from last night until this morning, I mean, it's flat now.
Up and down this stretch of coast, huge waves brought threats of flooding. The enclave of Popper Road Dunes was evacuated because of floodwaters, and officials in the city of Santa Cruz have been warning residents all week. Here in Capitola, all eyes were on the pier.
I mean, I know that they were trying to put the Capitola Wharf back together, but it looks like that's going to get fully undone now.
It's still unclear how the pier fared during that storm, but at one point 30-foot waves came crashing down on its deck. Today's weather had many in awe of Mother Nature, but wondering if this is becoming the new winter normal.
It'll be interesting to see what they do and if this is going to be a yearly thing now.
In Capitola, David Welch, KCBS.
Well, meantime, towering waves at Bodega Bay have hundreds of onlookers taking in the ocean's power firsthand. KCBS's Mike DeWall reports the parking lot at the popular Bodega Bay was overflowing with traffic.
These strong, lurching waves are peaking at 25 to 30 feet, some of the tallest here since 2008, according to the National Weather Service. It's leaving those like Linda and Tom, who came here from Sebastopol, awestruck.
It's just phenomenal. I'm so glad we came out. You know, it's just great.
They say they don't remember a time in 4 decades of coming here seeing anything like this. Down at the more protected Doran Beach, surfers like Mike from Petaluma are still contending with some challenging waves.
You know, it's big conditions, so definitely use caution whenever getting in the water. So know your limits.
These conditions have crews on high alert.
Although the coast is incredibly beautiful, there are dangers. And big surface was one of them, but we've had people drown in normal surface.
That's Sonoma County Fire District Deputy Chief Steve Hersberg. He says to keep a safe distance and watch your surroundings at all times.
We're always vigilant. Obviously, this is more risky. It's more difficult for us to do the rescues, but it's dangerous, but not the only danger out here.
In Bodega Bay, Mike DeWall, KCBS.
Some representatives from Chinese, Filipino, and Latino communities are throwing full support behind Mayor London Breed after a local restaurateur's rap video surfaced criticizing her city leadership. He says the video was in response to repeated burglaries and has since apologized on social media. Here's KCBS reporter Jade Hernandez with the latest.
Owning a restaurant in San Francisco is tough.
I actually used to own a restaurant. I was vandalized only one time, but that was one time a little too much, and I closed it in 2018.
Leanna Louie is a San Franciscan and an activist. We met outside Third Baptist Church on McAllister Street, where Reverend Amos Brown gathered representatives from surrounding communities to condemn restaurant owner Chino Yang, whose music video surfaced criticizing Mayor London Breed and her lack of city leadership.
He was burglarized and vandalized 7 times in the last few years. That's a lot.
Yang has since apologized for bad-mouthing the mayor, but